Graffiti used to get you into trouble with the law, but now, if created at designated areas, could get you a career in the arts.
Tonight, we hear from 3 graffiti artists who pursued the art form before it was officially recognized.
They've won multiple awards for their work
and are making the mark in Singapore and abroad.
To me, the form of writing itself is art.
It's raw and it's something new. It overrides all the arts that is around nowadays.
It's just like the thrill of it and like expressing something that you want to say, which cannot be said through normal means. It's like an unauthorized form of self-expression.
The authorization of graffiti art came in the 1990s when the Museum of Modern Art in New York officially considered it an art form. In Singapore, graffiti art only received the official seal of approval a few years ago. Rizal, an upcoming graffiti artist with an affinity for bold works, and Rosaimi, whose 10-year passion has seen her graffiti art commissioned by theatre company Wild Rice and the Singapore Art Museum, share their thoughts.
Before, I was like placed in the longkangs. When I first started, graffiti wasn't looked upon as art, and most people don't look at me as an artist. They more look at me like a vandal trying to create art.
I nearly quit doing graffiti because back in 2000 I was caught. But in 2001 I came back for a competition and my crew won first. So it's a statement for me that if you give me an opportunity, then I can show you something. If not, then the street is my canvas.
And we saw the beautiful works of art that the young people put up. And that's when we realized that actually this is something that actually requires a change in public mindset. Because we saw the potential of it being a good platform for youth expression. It's vibrant, it requires skill, it requires some sort of planning, some artistic look at things. And to us, it is worth supporting and worth giving avenue to.
Some graffiti artists, like Jahan have taken control of their destinies and gone abroad with their passports and spray cans. From the longkang to the esplanade to overseas recognition, Jahan is proof that graffiti art is a viable artistic endeavor.
I think going outside, like showing like a new country or different regions, like my art form, it definitely helps because at least foreign people know about what Singapore street art or culture is about, and they'll have an active interest in what's happening in Singapore. Because you'll always think like Singapore is quite stir around in terms of arts and like creativity, and usually they're quite surprised, like, you know, there's urban art or there's graffiti in Singapore in such a strict environment. In a way, it's like sort of changing people's perception towards what's art and what's not, like testing new boundaries.
But not everyone may be open to this emerging art form. Front decided to put graffiti art to the test. We unveiled a few better-known graffiti artworks to veteran fine arts practitioner Sandra Lee to hear her thoughts.
One thing about, I think, graffiti art, or the ones that I've seen so far, a lot of them are quite similar in the sense that the fonts, the text, they're using similar text, angular, so I think that it would be great if they would explore it further. With this one, I think there's more thought put into it, and you can see that, you know, they've gone to great pains to do the shadows and everything, so it pops out a little bit more. Even for that piece over there, this one's just all text, but when you look at it from afar, it just looks like chaos, but you have to come up close and actually look at each individual to see what's coming out. Like this over here, I like this one. It says, "Graffiti loves you."
Graffiti now is looked upon as art, so I think there will be many more artists, young artists, that will take on after this. So, and the art will really look upon this thing as a serious form of art rather than a folly of youth.
From exhibitions at the Singapore Art Museum and Esplanade to a staple feature at the Youth Park.
What was once anti-establishment is now part of the establishment.
But graffiti art is meant to be rebellious, challenging traditional art norms.
But if this rebellious art form becomes mainstream, then doesn't it lose its cool, angry edge?
Well, I guess only time will tell where an endorsed graffiti art scene is headed in the next